My name is Ray.
Hi, this is Michael.
And welcome to another video of Ray's Economic Clue Book. Today, we'll talk about the Production Possibilities Curve, or the PPC.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
So basically, just to rekindle your knowledge in economics, economics is basically a study of optimal choices, basically a study of trade-offs, a study of opportunity cost.
Yeah, different decision making, right?
Yes,
yeah.
and basically you can build off of that with the topics of production, allocation, and things like that, because the resources are scarce. Yeah. So scarcity of resources forces us to make trade-offs, decisions, and production decisions, and that leads us to the PPC, or Production Possibilities Curve.
Yeah, let's see. Okay.
So the production possibility curve, or the frontier as it's also called, it basically shows the possible production levels when you only consider or look at the trade-offs between two different goods. For instance, just imagine an economy where only two goods are produced, and you look at the trade-offs and production possibilities using those two goods.
Yeah, also we can show the opportunity cost.
Yes, and as a result, because we see trade-offs between the production of two goods, we see opportunity cost.
Yeah, let's see.
So let's look at the graph of it.
Yeah.
So the production possibility curve, or frontier, is basically this purple line right here. The purple line shows our maximum production level. Now, in this model, hypothetical model, we only look at the production of trucks in thousands per year and boats. We'll look at what trade-offs we need to make to produce each other.
Yeah, a theoretical model, right?
Yes.
So let's see. Yeah.
So we see that if we produce 0 boats, at the maximum we can produce 10 trucks.
Yeah.
And we can produce 0 trucks, at the maximum we produce 10 boats.
That's because of scarcity of resources, right?
Yes, we can't produce an infinite number.
Yeah.
And the production possibility frontier shows the maximum you can produce. So it shows the most you can produce as a combination of the two goods.
Yeah.
So this is why we see that points C, B, and A are the efficient frontier. However, we see that point E is outside the curve, so it's impossible to produce because it takes more resources that are available.
For example, we can produce 9 trucks and 4 boats, or we can build 4 trucks and 9 boats, but we can not produce 9 trucks and 9 boats.
Yes.
Because we don't have that enough resources, right? So that's called efficient frontier. That pretty much means different, efficient portfolio, right, for the production. Yeah.
However, why is point D inefficient? At point D, we produce 4 boats and 4 trucks. However, we can see that, as Michael just mentioned, we can also produce 9 boats or 4 trucks, which is obviously more than point D. So point D does not use all the resources that are available to produce the maximum at the PPC. Or
we call that inefficient.
Inefficient.
Or maybe people are lazy, just don't want to produce that much. So, okay.
Which leads us to another topic of economic growth. Economic growth is basically when your PPC expands outward.
Yeah.
For instance, we can see that at our new PPC right here on the outer purple line, we can, at 0 boat production, we can produce more trucks at 11 trucks.
Yeah.
At 0 truck production, we can produce more boats at 11 boats.
Yeah.
And we can produce a larger combination of the two at any point in between.
Yes.
Now, why would the PPC expand outward towards economic growth? Well, first of all, there's an increase in technology. And better technology, of course, increases productivity.
Sure. Yeah, good, because for example, you have better technology under the same human resource, right?
Yes.
You have better computer.
Yes.
And you have better measurement tools, so that you can, on the same restriction, you can, produce more trucks.
Yes.
Or more boats.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the second reason is because we have an increase in resources. So we can use more resources to produce more because there are an increase in resources.
Just to recall, we have 4 types of different resources, right?
We have land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Yeah. Now, for instance, if we had an influx of skilled immigrants, increase in skilled immigrants, we would have a larger labor force, of course, and then larger amount of labor, and that, of course, brings up productivity, which increases economic growth.
Yeah, economic growth. So, right, I like to see why this, the PPC curve is always like a convex curve outward, right?
Yes.
So why it's not just a straight curve.
So as you can see, the PPC is not just a straight line. It's not linear. Now we talk about PPC represents opportunity cost. Yeah. For instance, when we're producing 7 trucks, we can also produce 7 boats. However, to increase production to 9 trucks, we have to decrease production of boats to 4 boats.
Yeah, for example, when from 10 to 9, we can produce 4 boats, right?
Yeah.
So 4 boats only means give up 1 truck.
Yes.
But from 4 to 8, we have to decrease from 9 to 6.
Yes.
Pretty much means another 4 boats. We have to sacrifice 3 trucks. So much more than the first just 1 truck, right?
Yes.
So that means when we build more and more boats, we have to sacrifice much more much more, not
much more trucks.
not proportional, but much more.
So
trucks.
as you can see, our opportunity cost is not increasing linearly. It's increasing at an increasing rate. Now, why is this the case? Well, first of all, remember that resources are scarce. When we first increase in production by a little, we can use the best, most well-suited land for production. So we don't have to use as much. Our opportunity cost is lower. However, when we increase production even more beyond that, we have to use even more resources that are maybe not well suited for production. But since resources are scarce, we can only use those resources.
Because not all resource components are flexible.
Yes.
For example, land. Most of the time it's limited.
Yes.
Yeah. For example, you use 4 boats, probably just to use a small piece of land.
Yes.
But from 4 to 8, you have to sacrifice a large piece of land from the truck.
Yes.
Truck plant.
Because for instance, some land might not be suitable for building factories, but you still have to use that land anyways.
Yeah.
So as the land is not suitable, you have to use more of that land.
Yeah, it's not always like the outward curve.
Yes.
But in most of the time, we would assume outward curve makes more sense.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So at the end of the day, economic efficiency is all about production and allocation. The PPC solves the production problem. It shows us our maximum production possibilities.
Yeah.
However, allocation does not solve the PPC. It does not show us which combinations are optimal according to the market supply and demand.
Just like in the efficient frontier, we have the A, B, and the C.
Yeah.
But PPC does not tell you whether A or B or C is the optimal choice.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It just tells you most efficient production.
Yes. So in conclusion, the PPC shows efficient production possibilities, but not efficient allocation possibilities. And when we see the PPC or PPF shift outwards due to resource increases or technology advances, we should call this economic growth. And production is basically the increased production and therein economic growth.
Yeah, and I want to just remind you again that production is just one part of the story.
Yes.
And the flip part is allocation.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to discuss that in the future chapters, but today we just focus on production. Okay, so just remind you again, efficiency is not just production, but also allocation.
Yeah. Which one of those combinations are the most optimal according to the market conditions?
Yeah. Okay. So I really appreciate that, and I look forward for your next episode.
Thank you.
See you guys. Bye bye.